The Mysterious Life of Queen Elizabeth. The girl who wasn't supposed to rule Elizabeth was never meant to be queen. Born in 1533 to King Henry VIII and his second wife, Anne Boleyn, her early life was shaken when her mother was executed for treason. At just 2 years old, Elizabeth was declared illegitimate and removed from the line of succession. She grew up in the shadows of power, watching the dangerous game of court politics unfold. Her half-brother Edward and half-sister Mary took the throne before her. No one expected Elizabeth, young, female, and disgraced, to survive the political storms, let alone become one of the most powerful monarchs in history. 2. The Virgin Queen, a choice or a cover. One of the most mysterious aspects of Elizabeth's life was her decision to never marry. She was famously known as the Virgin Queen, claiming she was wedded to her people. But why didn't she marry? Was it strategy, fear, or heartbreak? Elizabeth used her single status as a political tool, keeping foreign suitors like Spain's Philip II and France's Duke of Anjou in a state of uncertainty. This allowed her to form alliances and avoid foreign control. Some believe her closeness to Robert Dudley, a childhood friend, may have influenced her choice. But Elizabeth kept her personal life hidden, leaving the world guessing. 3. A prisoner in her own country. Before she became queen, Elizabeth was imprisoned in the Tower of London under suspicion of plotting against her half-sister, Queen Mary the Fine. Imagine being locked in the same tower where your mother was executed, not knowing if you'd live or die. She was just 21 years old. Though no evidence was ever found against her, she spent months under house arrest, constantly under surveillance. This experience shaped her into the cautious, politically savvy ruler she would later become. Never fully trusting anyone, always aware that the throne came with a target. The shadow of Anne Boleyn. Elizabeth's mother, Anne Boleyn, was one of the most controversial queens in English history. Executed when Elizabeth was a toddler, Anne's legacy was filled with scandal, ambition, and betrayal. Elizabeth rarely spoke of her mother publicly, but she wore a ring containing portraits of both herself and Anne hidden inside. It was a private tribute, suggesting Anne's memory remained with her. Many historians believe Elizabeth's sharp wit and fearless ambition were inherited from her mother, as well as her understanding of how dangerous love and power could be in a royal court. 5. Master of image and propaganda. Elizabeth understood the power of image in a way few rulers ever have. She carefully crafted her public persona, the painted face, the elaborate gowns, the majestic portraits. Everything was designed to portray strength, divinity, and perfection. She became more than a queen. She became a symbol. Her court was filled with artists, poets, and writers who glorified her in plays and poetry. The most famous? William Shakespeare himself. Elizabeth used imagery to hide her vulnerabilities and control how people saw her, mysterious, powerful, and untouchable. 6. The Spanish Armada, her finest hour. In 1588, Spain, then the most powerful empire in the world, sent its mighty armada to invade England. Elizabeth, in her 50s, gave one of the most legendary speeches in English history, dressed in armor, declaring, "I have the heart and stomach of a king." Against the odds, England triumphed. The victory wasn't just military, it was personal. Elizabeth had defended her nation without a husband or foreign army. 7. Forbidden love and silent scandals. Elizabeth's relationship with Robert Dudley was one of the most talked about romances of the era. They were childhood friends, and he remained close to her throughout her reign. But there was a problem. Dudley was married. When his wife died under suspicious circumstances, falling down the stairs, rumors exploded that Elizabeth was involved. Though no proof ever surfaced, the scandal was enough to keep their relationship unofficial. Even after his death, Elizabeth kept letters from him and referred to him as her eyes. Was it love denied or just courtly affection? The truth remains locked behind centuries of mystery. 8. The court of secrets and spies Elizabeth's reign was full of plots, assassinations, and espionage. Catholic rivals constantly schemed to replace her with Mary, Queen of Scots, a Catholic cousin with a legitimate claim to the throne. To survive, Elizabeth relied on a vast network of spies led by Sir Francis Walsingham. These spies intercepted letters, uncovered conspiracies, and even used coded messages and invisible ink. The mysterious end. Elizabeth ruled for 45 years, dying in 1603 at age 69, a remarkable age for the time. But even her death is wrapped in mystery. She reportedly refused medical treatment, insisted on standing for hours, and wouldn't lie down even when weak. Some say she sensed death coming and wanted to face it upright. There were no autopsies back then, but rumors swirled, from pneumonia to cancer to simple exhaustion. She left no heir, ending the Tudor dynasty. Her successor was James VI of Scotland, the son of her executed rival, Mary. A twist only history could write. 10. Legacy of a legend. Centuries after her death, Queen Elizabeth II remains one of the most iconic figures in history. Her reign, known as the Elizabethan era, saw the rise of literature, exploration, and national pride. But behind the crown was a woman who endured loneliness, political danger, and emotional isolation. She gave up love, marriage, and perhaps motherhood for the throne. And while she left no children, her legacy shaped the future of England and the world. Even today, we're still piecing together the puzzle of her life, captivated by her choices, her strength, and her secrets. Queen Elizabeth I wasn't just a ruler. She was a mystery wrapped in velvet and steel. Her story is one of survival, sacrifice, and brilliance in a world that never expected a woman to lead. If you found her life as fascinating as we did, hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful historical stories, and share this video with someone who loves royal secrets and untold legends. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.